You're lovely.
Thank you.
Jade Valentine, you're, how long into this industry now?
Almost 2 years.
See, 2.
Yeah.
Holy smokers.
Well, that's just mainstream porn.
What kind of porn was before mainstream porn?
Before that was general internet porn, tube sites, and subscription platforms. And before that, I was a cam star.
Okay, so we're going to start from the whole thing. Let's just start with when you turn 18. Go ahead. Go, quick. Just go ahead. My trusty right hand is prepping our Red Bulls because we just got back from CVS where douches were out.
Yeah.
See, isn't this the fun of the pornography business?
Well, there's always going to be something wrong no matter what. And you have to roll with the punches.
It's
That's
the Murphy's
first
Law,
lesson.
right? Do you know
First
Murphy's
lesson.
Law?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Look in the camera because these guys are greedy. If you look at me, they get jealous.
Oh, okay. I hope they don't notice how crooked my glasses are.
How, what?
I hope they don't notice how crooked my glasses are.
I don't think they're that crooked.
I need some new ones.
Yeah, I do too. How's your prescription holding up? Mine's not.
Oh, my prescription gets worse every year.
Yeah,
and my lenses are pretty thick.
Are they?
So you and me both know that glasses are not a small investment.
No, they're not. Where do you get yours at? I go to Warby.
Oh, nice.
I
go to America's Best.
Is it?
America's Best is not America's Best. It's America's cheapest.
Yeah, that's a part of it, right? Mm-hmm. All right, let's. Are we ready to roll? Are we ready to roll? Do you need anything? We're doing this. Come on over. Yeah, well, we're rolling. I'm rolling for real. We need you over here. Tell us what we need to know about you. In general.
Okay.
Yeah, what do we need to know about you?
What you need to know is...
About Jade Valentine.
Where do I start? Okay.
I want you to tell me.
Well, I'm just from the rural part of Alabama.
Okay.
Close to Tennessee.
Yep.
And I grew up there, had a very small town kind of life.
How many kids graduated in your high school?
80 or less.
Yeah,
very, very small.
Yeah.
Like, I knew all of them from kindergarten all the way to senior year, that kind of place.
Friday night was fucking and fighting, huh?
Yeah, pretty much.
At the Dairy Queen?
Yeah, but I wasn't really doing all that. I was a really good girl back then.
But really, it was really fucking and fighting at the Dairy Queen.
That's really all there was to do. I mean, there's not even any bars.
Was it a Dairy Queen, though?
Yeah, or a gas station.
There was a gas station you guys hung out?
Mm-hmm.
What gas station?
Well, you know that it's a really small town because it was just called Donnie's. It's just Donnie's gas station. There's no name.
So when you go to Donnie's, what did you get? Like, was there like beer nuts and like...
Some fried potatoes. They had some potato wedges that were so good.
Donnie's potato
Other fried food.
Fried pickles?
No, they didn't have fried pickles. They had fried
pig feet?
chicken.
Fried chicken?
Yeah.
And then you'd all hang out in the parking lot, right?
Yep, pretty much, yep.
And the boyfriends and the girlfriends were hanging out in the back of the pickup trucks?
Yep.
And how LBGTQ blah, 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 was it friendly or was it not at all?
If you were, then you were the talk of the town.
Right, of course.
Whether it was good or bad, everyone was talking about it.
That's part of growing up with 80 kids in your graduating class.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then did you see the good fist fights too every once in a while?
Actually, there weren't that many. It was such a small school that there weren't that many good fights.
Well, that's nice, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's ideal.
Was there a water hole you went to or a part in the woods? Did you have the woods? Where did you go to party?
To party?
Was there like a little cave somewhere or
I mean, shit. A lot of times the party was at my house. So
Was it?
In my room. So yeah.
Did the people you grew up with know about Jade Valentine?
Some do. Yeah.
Well, they all do now, right? Once one does, they all have to, kind of.
Some are kind of like not on the internet very much, but if you're on the internet, you've probably seen me.
Yeah.
I did have, the first time that I had a friend text me and say, government name, what the hell? I just saw you on Pornhub. That was fun.
Jade Valentine, what the hell? I just saw you on Pornhub.
Yes. And
boy or a girl?
It was a boy.
Do you know how many times he nutted before he made that text?
I have no idea. Probably a bunch.
A whole lot.
He said, I knew you were a cam girl. I knew you were doing OF, but I didn't know you were a real porn star. And he saw me, on Pornhub. So I was like, well, yeah, I am. They think it's cool. The people who are my age think it's cool.
Yeah.
So.
Did you get any kind of societal blowout from the people that, like, your parents or your parents' age?
No, my mom knows what I do. My sister knows what I do. Those are the most important people in my family.
Yeah.
So, and they know. And they're proud of me for making my way in the world. So, yeah.
I love it.
I do too.
Let's start when you're 18.
Yeah.
Because when you're 18, it's time to adult. Whether we're ready, and none of us are ready to do it, right?
For sure. I had no idea what I was doing when I was 18. Had no fucking idea.
I'm 60 and I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah,
I
right?
kind of do.
A little more than when you were 18, hopefully.
Some days.
Yeah. I started out with just wage jobs, easy to get wage jobs right after high school. And the story is that I basically did that, hopped from day job to day job until 2020 when the pandemic happened. And I had an office job at the time. And I got furloughed because the office got closed because everything got closed. Yeah. And I was getting paid really well, but I also realized how much I hated my fucking life, how much I hated the office job, how much I couldn't go back. And that's when I started camming, and my world totally changed from there.
Yeah, and what was your first platform on camming?
Chatterbait.
Chatterbait. And was your name Jade Valentine on Chatterbait?
It was, yeah.
Why Jade Valentine? How'd you invent it?
My person helped me come up with Jade Valentine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Jade from?
Jade is my middle name.
And Valentine from?
Valentine, just because we thought it sounded porny.
Jade Valentine? I like Jade Valentine as a porn name.
Yeah, we thought it sounded just cutesy and love. Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
totally.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is there someone named that?
No,
okay,
but
no.
I think...
I just would think there might be.
That would be a cute one, too.
Okay, so you start with Chatterbait, and then
Yep.
Chatterbait you think, like... Oh, by the way, I always ask the cam girls this. What's the weirdest thing that someone asks you to do on cam? Because it almost always involves defecation.
Well, Chatterbait doesn't allow that. You'll get banned. So I just tell them no right off the bat.
But they ask for it, don't they?
Yeah,
See,
but...
what the hell?
Well...
What is it about poop?
Yeah.
Why do men like poop?
On the weirder sites, they ask for stuff like that. There's, Chatterbait and stuff, those are big name sites, but there are smaller, less known sites where people go to get weird niche stuff like that. And
Yeah.
I've been asked to mail poop.
Yeah.
I've been asked to mail poop, pee, spit. I've even been asked for a used tampon.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are tampon fetishists.
Yeah. Boy, oh boy.
Or there are guys who like to order a bag of your trash. That's like the femdom side. I've definitely ventured onto the femdom side of camming. Camming took me to the femdom kingdom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you like the Femdom Kingdom?
I do like it because...
Are men worthless?
No, men aren't worthless. I think that it's okay to insult them and humiliate them if they ask for it.
Well, yeah, of course.
So, yeah, pretty much because, in a way, that's what they want, so I'm giving them pleasure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you start on camming, and you're figuring out, like, hey, this is lucrative. You're probably making more right out of the bat than you were at the job, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And you're probably working less hours.
Yes.
And you got your own hours.
Yep. And it's all from my apartment.
And it's all from
Yep.
your apartment. And then that segues into OnlyFans.
Yeah, then I started doing the OnlyFans thing, but I didn't know anyone else who did it, and I didn't know anything about the industry. I was just an office girl gone cam girl.
Right.
Overnight. I didn't know a thing about marketing, about making porn, nothing.
Right.
Nothing. Like, all I knew how to do was do my hair, do my makeup, and take a selfie. And that's how I started with OnlyFans.
What was the first thing you learned? Like, if you can go back and think about it, what was the first thing you went, oh,
That
shit?
it's not easy.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I learned, is that it's not fucking easy.
No, it's not.
The first day that me and my person spent 6 hours, the first time we had a 6-hour day shooting content, we
Yeah.
were like, this is not easy. We did that every weekend because we did office jobs. So we had to make all of our content for the week on the weekend, which means we would have 6-hour days shooting multiple videos, multiple photo sets. It was a grind.
It's grind, man.
Yeah, seriously.
And it never ends.
It never ends, and also it can totally not pay off if you don't. Having the content, what I didn't know also is that having content was like a tiny percentage of the work.
Right.
Making the content is a tiny part of it.
The fun part of it.
It's the fun part of it, for sure. Yeah, there's so much more you have to do behind the scenes to make that content actually pay you back.
Yeah, I would almost say it's the easiest and funnest but in the quickest
Part of it,
and,
yes,
and then
for
everything
sure.
else is super fucking hard.
Yes, absolutely. Everything else is hard, vague, constantly changing, and gate kept. So
Yeah, and gate kept.
Yeah.
Which is another thing. I learned that too.
But I did also learn, as soon as I came into the porn industry, I learned how nice and open-minded and very willing to help so many of the people in this industry are. I've had people from other industries come up to me at AVN and be like, this industry is extremely open and kind compared to mine. So, yeah, I have found that people do want to help me. There's definitely help. People, everyone in the industry is definitely trying to help each other.
So how do you segue from OnlyFans? So you're part of a new generation, and you know me, I'm obsessed with the history. Just from our little talk before we rolled the camera, how obsessed I am with the history of pornography. So the big shift went from film to video. The next huge shift went from video to internet, which was about when I got in 20 years ago.
Right.
And now the next big shift is in 2020, right? When all of a sudden OnlyFans single-handedly slayed all the solo girl websites, and everybody could have their own kind of. I look at OnlyFans as a website. You have your own website, really.
Absolutely.
I mean, you're part of OnlyFans.
It's your own It's your own subscription platform. It's just ready-made for you.
Yes.
Yep. Absolutely.
So that's where you come in now.
Yep. So that's right when I came in is when OnlyFans was taking everything by storm.
By storm.
And I learned when I came in that this is par for the course. This happens every half decade in porn. Everything gets switched up, because things went from video to film to internet.
There was, you know what happened in '08? I call it the perfect storm. We had the huge thing happen with the economy, but we also had Brazzers or whoever was at the time figured out how to make a tube site. Because before the tube sites, right, you had to go to Kazaa, LimeWire. What was before LimeWire? What was the huge one? Sean Fanning's thing. Where you shared all the music with it. Metallica sued. Napster. So Napster to LimeWire to Kazaa.
So you had to illegally download it?
Yeah. Well, not only did you have to
sites.
illegally download it, but you had to download just the file.
Yeah.
So I was looking for me personally as a music fan. I'm like, I'm not going to take like my favorite musician's commercially available record, but I had no problem going to work, and in the morning I would start downloading all these live shows, you know, as bootlegs.
Yeah.
Right? Because I'm like, you know, I feel like I'm taking them, but guess what? Half those bootlegs were fucking viruses, and pornography was even worse.
Yeah.
So what happened is when you went to Kazaa and you got like the Jade Valentine, look at Jade blow her hot boyfriend, big dick boyfriend, blah 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 blah, and you downloaded it and it was a Trojan. That fucked up your computer.
Yeah.
And you had to take it to a guy to fix it, a person to fix it.
That's what all those older jokes are about.
Yeah.
About the viruses on your computer from watching porn, because that doesn't happen that much with tube sites anymore.
Because those guys figured out how to put a dirty movie into a web browser. Now there was no more downloading a file, and that really fucked us. Dude, in 2008, I thought for sure this business had 2 more years left. That was it.
Yeah.
Why buy porn? Now I can go to Pornhub, and I can just watch the porn, and I'm done. And I really thought it was the end of the business. So maybe you're right. So that was like 2000 from video to internet. About 2008, 9, 10, the tubes came along, and then in 2020, like you said, every 10 years, the OnlyFans came along.
Yeah, decade or half decade. And the way I see it is, like, I think that there's always going to be a way to make and sell porn. It's the way it's just going to constantly evolve.
Well, you know what's next, and it's going to threaten you guys.
Yeah.
AI.
Yeah.
Why
everyone wants to talk about AI.
Why pay Jade Valentine to blow somebody when I can just create 2 people? I don't even have to play. I don't have to pay anybody.
Well, I think laws will come out soon about that.
I hope. I really do.
I mean, I'm already being warned about that in the industry. I'm being warned to read my agreements, because people are already slipping things into the agreement, like signing over your AI rights.
Yeah, I know.
They have the right to make deep fake porn out of you.
Yeah, I don't do that.
So no, I would absolutely never give my rights over to that.
But I don't do that either.
Yeah,
it's not
absolutely.
It's not my thing. But my point is this: it doesn't really matter. I mean, I don't have. I can just tell AI to make a cute girl with short hair and nerdy girl glasses. You don't mind that I call them nerdy girl. I love your nerdy girl.
Thank
glasses.
you.
But I can make anything. Give me a big boob girl that's kind of thick. Make her Latina. Make her drive to a gas station. Have 5 of the gas station attendants come out and gangbang her. And then, that's coming.
Yeah.
Then what happens to us?
Well, I think that's why, I think that the trends, with every trend, people get closer and closer to the source, because I think what people want is the source. And that's why amateur porn on Pornhub became bigger, because they wanted to move away from studio, overly produced porn to real intimate porn, because what they're wanting is more intimacy. So,
amateur porn's always been a thing.
For sure, yeah. And so I think that with AI, I think that the same thing that makes me so much more profitable than, okay, for instance, there are a lot of guys who would rather follow my personal site than Brazzers, because a lot of guys want a girl that they like personally. They like her personality, and AI is still never going to have a personality. Yeah.
Here's my prediction for AI porn. I'm going to make it right now. It's going to be like cartoon, like hentai porn. Isn't hentai cartoon porn? Isn't hentai pornography? It's going to be, people are going to go and they're going to see, they're going to go, oh, that's AI. they're gonna know it's AI.
Yeah.
They're gonna just know it's AI, and they're gonna say, "Oh, I like AI," and it'll be a small fraction, or it'll be like, "I want real people porn."
For sure.
And the real people porn is gonna win.
What I'm thinking is like, I think that everyone is like freaking out a bit too much about AI because we do need some legislator surrounding it. But I think that people saying, "Oh, it's going to totally replace us. It's going to end the industry." I really don't think that's the case because people are always going to want to see real people fuck. Always.
I agree
So
with you. Yeah. It'll just become a micro niche. It'll be like
it'll be
hentai.
another market, exactly, just like hentai for sure. Yeah. And
that's
VTubers, VR porn. Like VR porn isn't dismantling the entire porn industry because not everyone wants VR porn.
Yeah. It's Friday night. What are you doing?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're totally changing subjects.
Okay.
It's Friday night. Or it's Saturday night. You know, now that we're self-employed, it doesn't matter what night it is, right?
Exactly,
it's
right.
Your night off. You got nothing doing. What's your big plans for the night?
Well, you know what my very favorite thing to do is with the night off is to sit on the couch.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know that's so boring.
What are you doing?
I mean, I love to knit.
Okay, so you're knitting.
I'm an introvert, and I like to do some introverted things like gaming.
Yeah.
And
What game are you playing?
Right now I'm playing The Sims. The Sims 4.
Didn't we just have a Sims? Who's Sims in here?
A Simmer.
Was it Trinity Olsen? I think was Sims.
Oh, I should be friends with her.
Yeah. So you're doing the Sims thing.
I love a lot of
building?
different ones.
You're building a farm. Is it a farm? What is it?
I'm building a whole world. I have an 1800s Sim save, like Victorian Sims.
Oh.
So that's what I play on Twitch. And a lot of my cam people transferred over to Twitch because they got very invested in my Sims lives.
So you made a Victorian era. You can do this. So basically, I'm walking into a world that you created that's like circa 1800.
Yes.
Is it in Europe or is it in America?
I set it in the UK.
You're in the UK.
Yeah. So I tried to make the world look like the UK. I like modded it because I have a PC and I know how to like mod the game. So I took away their modern clothes, gave them Victorian clothes, gave them Victorian houses, took away their TVs, their computers, their cell phones.
Yeah.
They only have books. I replaced the computers with printing presses actually. So yeah, and so it was interesting because one of the main ways that your Sims like to have fun is playing on the computer. Yeah. But I had to take the computer away from mine, so it was harder for them to have fun as Victorians.
Oh, they have fun
riding horses.
Yeah, riding horses. So I'm thinking
playing
about
chess.
1800. They're not watching witches burn. That was like more like 1600s Europe.
Yeah.
So in 18 is Jack the Ripper around? Can you make a Jack the Ripper? Can you do that on
You
Sims?
could. You could absolutely make a murderer, and I didn't think of that, but now you've given me a great idea.
And she has like these like babies that like murder people.
Oh yeah, that was Trinity.
Oh my God.
Trinity Olsen has some sort of crazy thing.
She plays out serial killers and homicides in her game. In the Sims world where you could be anything, and she said, "I want to be a serial killer."
So 1800s Victorian Europe.
But I've played through all kinds of lives. I love to live all the different lives I didn't get to live, like an 1800s noble lady, or a college student who actually lived in the dorms because I went to community college. Because through Sims, I could go to a university without all the student debt, see what it was like, and be like, I didn't miss that much.
So the Sims game, because I don't play it, it's like super duper real life simulation.
Yeah, for sure.
And you create just one character that navigates.
You can create
world?
very many. You can create so many.
But how do you keep track of them all?
Well, they're organized into their little households, and it's hard being God. No one said it was easy to keep track of all of them.
The last time I'm dating myself here. The last time I played Sims was in about 1999, and I remember you could do it, and like you build subways in a little town, and I could go to sleep and wake up the next morning, and it went from like the agriculture to kind of a city. And then
wow.
I think that's what it was.
So in the later versions, it's less about building the city, more about building the life, the family, the social interactions, and things like that. I love to build, though. I do love to build houses.
Can you make a porn star in your Sims today?
I have. I actually did. I made a house full of cam stars. And so I just made a house full of hot girls. They lived in a cool house. And honestly, it turned out to be not super interesting because I made them all just get along and be cool. I should have made them have more cat fights and stuff, but real
But you can
girls,
do that too.
You can, yeah. You could have it be the Bad Girls Club in there. But I had them, stick to their streaming and really do their shit.
What else? Okay, so you're gaming, you're reading. Are you reading books?
Yeah, I like to read, but
what are you reading?
I mean, I'm really not reading anything though. So I'm not reading anything.
Okay.
So I'm
If you went to a genre, are you going to fiction or nonfiction? Are you doing?
well, I do love nonfiction. I
Okay.
love learning about a lot of different things. Like I love books about prehistoric animals
Okay.
and about evolution.
Yeah.
And about like geography before historical times,
I'm
how
obsessed
the
right
Earth
now.
changed so much.
I'm listening to sapiens right now.
Sapiens, yeah.
It's a book. I'm listening to it, but it's basically, the history of man starting about 300,000 years ago.
Cool.
Yeah.
Man is interesting, but we know it's even more interesting is before man.
Yeah, absolutely, right?
The Earth changed so many times, and it's going to change so many more times.
Do you buy into all this stuff that's happening right now, like with global warming and with?
But yeah, global warming is real.
Oh yeah, of
Yeah.
course. But some people do think it's not. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
are you worried?
I am worried, but I take solace in the fact that I'm vegan. And so I'm already saving a lot of water and land by not eating cows and livestock. They're very water intensive crops, if you will.
Yeah.
So it's a lot better for the environment to eat plants.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you are vegan, then you're already doing more for the environment than never driving a car again.
Yeah, I agree.
So, yeah.
Are you a conspiracy theorist at all? I ask this question.
A little
sometimes.
bit, sometimes.
What's your favorite conspiracy theory?
I'm thinking.
I like 9/11 and Kennedy.
I mean, that's a great one. And Kennedy is obvious. I mean, I was just listening to a podcast about the Kennedys the other day and how almost all of the Kennedys died by mysterious plane crashes. So that's a conspiracy theory if I ever heard one.
There's one.
Yeah.
I mean, his kid did for sure, but the JFK Lee Harvey one, which is an old one.
Yeah, the guy who shot JFK also got killed. That's
Yeah,
a
he
weird.
got blasted by Jack Ruby,
Yeah.
who was a nightclub guy. He had the Kitty Cat Club.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he had strippers. He
Well,
was
I
on the
wonder if
strip
it
club.
all had to do with JFK's sluttiness.
He was such a slut.
Maybe it was his scandalous nature that caused the whole downfall of the family.
Some people argue that he was absolutely.
Maybe it was the Marilyn Monroe thing.
Well, there's some people that think that the CIA killed him because he was essentially slutty, and
He was a playboy.
Yeah, he was
Too much of a playboy.
and that it compromised national security.
He was probably-
especially during that time in our history when we had the Russian-Cuban
For
Missile Crisis
sure.
and all that stuff.
Absolutely true, yeah. Because, I think that we know that most presidents cheated on their wives, but I guess they were okay with how he was flaunting it. I guess he was a little too obvious.
I think all men cheat, don't they?
I don't know about all men, but I would say most of the presidents.
No, I'm saying men in general.
I don't think men, because I think honestly, I think the richer a man is, the more likely he is to cheat.
I think all men cheat. It's
I don't think so.
it's our, and I know it's a gross overgeneralization to say anything, but I'm going to go out on a limb. We're straddled with testosterone. Riley knows my take here.
She says
Well, we'll just have to.
I think it's definitely more common for men than women to
Yeah.
cheat, but
I don't know if I would say that.
We're straddled with testosterone. It's dummy juice, but I won't even go there.
Well,
All we do
you-
is fucking fight.
As long as that makes sense to you.
Yeah, it makes sense to evolutionary biology too. Remember, before
Men can
antibiotics-
control their urges.
Oh no, I disagree.
Yeah, they can.
So, but you haven't told me yours. What's your favorite conspiracy?
I don't know. I guess.
Okay.
I don't know.
Favorite movies? Favorite books? or favorite music? You're a Blink-182 fan?
I am a Blink-182 fan. Yeah, just
fast food. You don't eat fast food because you're vegan, probably.
I eat vegan fast food.
What's vegan fast food? I want to know.
Veggie Grill.
Veggie Grill's on Sunset. There's one on Sunset.
Yeah, there's many. Very
Veggie
many.
Grill.
Yeah.
And
I
it's
like that
decent?
place. Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, since I got a little sick and since I'm trying to eat more vegetables now.
That's tough because vegan restaurants, you're going to get just processed
Vegan food.
processed vegan food,
Yeah,
so
which-
I still wouldn't call it vegetables.
Right. But I'm trying to eat more vegetables.
It would be better to cook at home, which I love doing.
Yeah.
I learned to cook vegan, so yeah.
Where do you go 5 years from now? Are you still in this? Are you still doing this?
Yeah, I do really hope to make my home in the porn industry because I think that I really get the people here and I feel like I belong here the most out of all the other jobs I've tried.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think I'm cut out for the corporate world
Yeah.
and I'm more of a creative.
Yeah.
So as long as I can, I'm in this job because I like creating things first and foremost.
Yeah.
So I'm probably always going to be creating things in this industry, even if I'm not in front of the camera.
Right.
Yeah.
So would you go into directing? Would you think about it?
I would totally go into directing because I think I'd make a great director.
All right, let's talk about this. I'm the producer, you're the director. Pitch me an idea.
Okay.
I got 25,000. What do you got for me?
You've got $25,000 for me to make a movie?
Yeah, what are we making?
Oh, I would make one that's about like, maybe a disco in its respective decade. I would make decade porn.
Okay, so we're doing 70s? Because
Yeah.
you've already got me hooked.
70s
I'm already
porn.
thinking like, oh, I'm cutting this girl a check for 25
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I
So we're
think
making
that
70s porn. What's our sex acts? Pitch the sex acts.
sex acts?
Yeah, because
well,
this
I
is
think
what
we
sells
should
porn.
stage
Yeah.
a public party fucking at a
Ooh.
disco. That's not a sex party, but these people felt a temptation while dancing.
So we've got to book, let's say we get 60 people.
Yeah, you'll need some extras. You'll need a disco ball.
We'll need the disco.
You'll need wardrobe, 'cause they won't have it.
So we're going to get 60 total, but out of those 60, maybe 12 of them are porn actors that are going to fuck in front of the other 48.
Well, I didn't
or
say
so.
it was a gangbang. I thought that it would be hot if...
I thought orgy. I thought like not a gangbang.
Oh, I didn't think orgy. I thought a couple, strangers, who start dancing at a disco.
Okay.
And it gets so hot and heavy that they just start to very slyly fuck, and no one notices because the party is so...
Oh, so
Bumping.
we're booking 50 people, 2 of which are sex performers that are gonna fuck in front of the other 48, but the other
Yeah.
48 aren't really paying attention.
Yeah,
Is that our opening scene, or is that the whole movie?
that's my fantasy. You asked for... Yeah, that's
well, I
my...
want to make a movie. I said, make me a movie, girl.
You put me on the spot,
I
Jim.
know. I totally did. I totally did. But I like it. I like that idea.
I want to make... No one makes decade porn.
No one. I'd love to make. I'm going to steal your idea.
I think it's because it's high budget.
I'm going to book you as my director. I'm going to steal your idea. I'm going to
Okay.
say, let's just make a porno that's 5 different things happen because they want about 5 scenes in a movie.
Yeah.
In that disco that night, and it all takes place in one night. So maybe the first thing is the couple fucking, like you said, that it should fulfill your fantasy. By the way, I'll book you for that too. You can be director
Ooh,
and
yay.
female talent for that.
Fun. I
Then
want to
maybe-
wear a sexy disco dress.
Then maybe after you get fucked, you walk into the ladies' room where there's a girl scene happening.
Ooh, fun.
Right?
Yes.
Then we walk back out, or maybe you guys decide to go to the men's room for some reason, and there's a glory hole in there.
That would be fun too. Oh my gosh. Wow. I love that. It's like an underground sex party.
But no, it's just a club where crazy shit's happening. all
Yeah,
night.
exactly. That's my idea because
we
my
have a
whole
band playing,
my
too?
whole thing is taboo. My whole thing is we're not supposed to be doing this.
Mm-hmm.
It ruins everything if it's a sex party and you're supposed to be doing this here.
Right, I got
Yeah.
you. So obviously it's not it's a taboo situation.
For sure. Yeah.
Then maybe a cop busts in to but then the cop somehow.
Blows the cop.
Then someone blows the cop. Yeah,
That would be
someone-
really fun. Yes, that's a good idea. I love this. I can imagine all the wardrobe.
What are we calling it? Here's a question. What do we call our movie? God, I wish we could make movie porn as opposed to scene-driven porn. Like Adult Time does it, right? Doesn't Adult Time do this? Like when you go to Adult Time, I think they have series and they have plot-driven, basically plot-driven porno.
What's a really famous disco movie? Can you think of one?
Well, whenever you say disco in the 70s, I think of Studio 54. So is our Studio 69?
Yes.
To be cheesy?
Yes. We should make a cheesy play on a
So-
famous
so-
disco movie.
So we're Studio 69. Let's pitch Gamma.
yeah.
I'll let you put the email out to Gamma.
Hell yeah.
We want to make Studio 69. We want to make it episodic. Hopefully they'll give us one season with 8 1-hour episodes.
Awesome. I'm so excited for season 1
And season
of
1
Studio
starts.
69.
Of Studio 69.
Where all the crazy shit what used to go down.
Yeah. You ready to write the script?
Okay.
Yeah. We're writing the script. I have no
Awesome.
more energy. I'm done.
Okay.
I'm
No
just-
more scripts
I'm
are
just
left
gonna-
in you?
No, I'm going to just produce it. If I had the money, I would just let you guys go to town. And then we take it to Gamma.
I'm going to make this look awesome. I'm going to get a male talent who can wear a fro.
Who we booking?
Isaiah Maxwell.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so but Isaiah's got to have a circa 70
We
fro.
got to have the
right?
fro.
Okay,
Absolutely.
who else we booking? Throw out some
Oh,
names.
that's a really good point because we've got to have a blonde. A blonde.
Well, I was
Like-
gonna say Cherie looks like very retro to me.
Cherie.
DeVille.
Cherie DeVille.
I don't know her name.
Milfy.
Like MILF.
She's Milfy.
We would love that.
Is Coco Lovelock like Coco Lovelock's one of the club kids that's just crazy in there?
Yeah, but she'd be using a fake ID.
Yeah, she'd be. Oh yeah, Coco would be.
Because she looks
Because how the hell would she get in there?
We can't say that though. Coco Lovelock is our club kid that got in there when she shouldn't be in there. And then who plays the cop? Who's a cop? Is Tommy Pistol the cop?
We need someone really iconic to be the cop, like really iconic.
Iconic. Who's iconic these days? I don't know of any iconic male talents. Do we bring in maybe an old school one?
That would be incredible.
Like, who would that be? Like, would that be like Evan Stone or maybe, I don't know, Peter North? Wouldn't it be hilarious to get Peter North?
You probably know way more male talent names than I do, so.
Yeah. Claudio. Maybe it's Claudio and Tommy.
Two cops, yeah.
Two cops,
for sure.
Oh.
Perfect.
Hey, I try to keep these at about 30 minutes, and guess what?
It's already 30 minutes?
It's 30.
Wow.
You ready to make some smut?
Yes, let's do it.
We're doing some blowjob smut today.
Yeah.
What's your blowjob history, just in general? Do you like head? Like, just in
Yeah,
general?
I do. And
Like, were you a blowjob girl?
I kind of have a rich blowjob history
Yeah?
because when I first started having sex, the person who I was with just gently let me know that I had no idea what I was doing.
Yeah.
And they coached me and just kept giving me pointers after pointers after pointers. And it was kind of demoralizing to take so much feedback, especially being younger, like, 18, 19. You're like, okay, you're hurting my feelings.
Yeah.
But you really need to be told these things. And so slowly I got better. But what I did to get better for sure is, okay, I don't know why I didn't think to look it up on the internet. I guess I didn't want it in my search history. But I went to the bookstore and I went to the adult section and got a book on giving head, how to give good blowjobs.
And that was actually a book on, like,
there was really
the
a book
art of
about
fellatio, or how to do
Yes,
like
it had
something-
lots of different tips in it. Very many. Like,
Do you remember one of the tips?
yeah, I do. Like, one of
which-
them was if you can't deep throat, then you need to use your hand to help disguise the fact that you're not deep throating. Or, like, it also said to twist. It said to move your head while you're deep throating. It said to use your tongue a lot and be. That book told me, like, how basically, like, it told me, like, what the hell I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Because without someone telling you what the hell you're supposed to be doing, you don't really know, because it's called a blow job. And you're not supposed to blow. So, like, yeah.
The dude was giving you the tips, right?
He was giving me tips, and he has told me he told me that I've gotten a lot better, especially after going into porn.
Did you ever ask him how he got so good at giving head? The one that was giving you the tips? I'm teasing.